Today on SED TV, we'll learn how to construct the placket for your Hannah. To get started, you'll need your front bodice and an interfacing piece cut according to the measurements given to you in Step 4 of the Hannah tutorial. Here's my interfacing piece after having completed step number 5. I've got my vertical center line and my horizontal line 1/2 inch from the bottom. I've also found and marked the center front of my bodice as stated in step 6. As you can see, my bodice is wrong side up. Now, we'll align the center line of the interface piece with the center front of your bodice. Make sure that the textured side is facing down. Align it directly on that center line that you either creased or drew on your front bodice, and make sure that the top of the interfacing is lined up with the neckline. Now take it over to your iron and press. Now that I've pressed my interfacing onto my front bodice, let's move on to step number 8, where we'll be drawing a parallel line on each side of the center line 1/4 inch away. Now, we've got our lines drawn on both sides of the center line, beginning at the neckline and ending at the horizontal line. We'll take our bodice to our sewing machine and sew a stay stitch along this rectangle to reinforce the area for inserting our zipper. To do this, I like to use a walking foot and a stitch length of 3. When you reach the end and the beginning of your horizontal line, just lift your presser foot and turn your bodice so that you can stitch down that line. And there it is, your stay stitched rectangle. We've got our stay stitch, so let's move on to step number 10. You'll draw a 1/2 inch triangle using the horizontal line you drew as the base. This triangle will help us with step 11. Now that you've drawn your triangle, you'll cut directly down the center line until you reach the top of the triangle, then cut to each corner as close as possible to the stay stitch, but making sure not to cut through it. So let's flip our... There is my placket. I've cut down the center and to the corners of the triangle without clipping through the stay stitch. And just like that, your placket is ready for a zipper. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll find the links below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.